Right guys, we are back with a new video. FM23 beta looks like it might be out tonight, and I've got 10 teams for you guys to manage. Technically 11, there's 2 in 1. I've got teams from different areas of Europe, and let's get into it. Right guys, the first team on the list is Napoli. They've started this season like house on fire. Obviously got some world-class players like Victor Osimhen, and let me try and say it, Kvaratskhelia. This guy here is going to be a monster. Well, he is a monster in real life. He's not very well rated because this is obviously FM22. FM23, I imagine, is going to have a massive upgrade. They've got some very strong, fast, quick players. They can just play really good attacking, pressing football. Lozano's rapid. Zielinski from central midfield is quite quick. And Dombele is pretty quick. Raspadori they've signed. Anguissa is a monster in midfield. Just a fantastic team. If you want a bit more of an easier challenge on the beta this year, Napoli are for you. A massive stadium. Just a very exciting team. Right, guys, next on the list, we have Valencia. Valencia have fallen by the wayside slightly in recent years. Not been in Europe for the last couple. Mid-table, 2 seasons in a row. They had a lot of success in the early 2000s in the Champions League, coming runner-up twice. Won the Liga 6 times in their history. They've got Gaia, who's world class. They've got Mariba, Correa, Musa, Cliver, Lino. Some very good young players. Obviously, as well as Valencia, every single year on FM, they have very good youngsters worth quite a lot of money. Mosquero's been good the last couple of years. I don't know these guys, but I imagine Valencia, that they always have good potential young players. So that's a very good challenge for you guys. Get back to where they were. As I said, I'm starting from the biggest teams to the smallest teams. So Valencia are the second on the list. If you guys wanted the Newcastles and the Arsenals, this video is not for you. And at the end of the video, there's going to be sort of like an obscure pick for you guys. So stick until then. Next on the list, we have Union Berlin. So this is not maybe the biggest club, but it's the club that starts the highest up, I would say, as they are in the Europa League. So, Union Berlin, they are top of the Bundesliga in real life. There's a little fact as well going around on the internet. I don't know if you guys seen it, that Union Berlin are the top of the league despite creating the least XG in the whole of the Bundesliga, which is absolutely insane. So their strikers, I'm guessing, are very, very clinical in real life, or their midfielders or whatever. They're obviously a team from Berlin, hence the name. I think Berlin, as it's a massive, massive place, it needs a number one. Hertha Berlin threatened that for a little bit. But I don't know what happened to them. They sort of didn't really fulfill the promise and potential of their finances that they had. The facilities do need work at Union Berlin. They do need work. Good training facilities are good, but fairly basic youth recruitment, average academy coaching, average youth facilities, and a 22,000 seat stadium. It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. There's a lot of room to be to improve. In terms of their history, they were in the 5th tier of Germany here in 2005/2006, the Oberliga Nordost, which I think it just means the northern north. So it's like the Vanarama North, right, in England. I would say something similar to that. They've got some good players. Thorsby's, I think he's a new addition. Very, very, very good player. Very good work. I always find, I did a Berlin save last year. I only completed 1 season. I think I finished 3rd behind Dortmund and Bayern Munich. But they seem to have a lot of very high work rate players. They seem to sign cheap players that have very high work rate. It's a working class club. I watched a documentary on Union Berlin maybe a year back before doing the save, and it was a very good story. If you want to look into it, I'll try and find it. I'll put it in the link below if you guys want to check it out. It's a very good, very nice family run club. Good feel to it. The supporters help build their stadium, etc. It's just a nice feel good club. But yeah, that's number 3 for the video. Next up, we're in France with Bordeaux. Bordeaux were relegated last season to Ligue 2, and then they got really bad financial problems. So the league relegated them again to the 4th tier, and then they appealed that decision, and then now they're back in the 2nd tier. So it's going to be a big job, big save. Like I said, financial problem, but they've got a big stadium, good facilities. They'll have some good young players. So yeah, if this is the job for you, France is the place to be. Next up, we have Blackburn Rovers. So now I've probably gone a little bit away from the bigger clubs to the smaller clubs. But Blackburn Rovers I've put in here. This is one of 2 English clubs on the list. Neither in the Premier League, so stick for the next one. Again, they've obviously a really big club. They won the Premier League in 1995. There used to be a Premier League team a lot. Now they're in the Championship. How long have they been in the Championship for now? They've been in the Championship for 10 years. They have got Ben Brereton Diaz, obviously a Chilean international who's worth a lot of money. You could cash in on him to buy some other players. You've got John Buckley, Tyrese Dolan, Harry Pickering, Costello. Look at the ages of these clubs, these players, all under the age of 23, the top earning players, the top valued players. So it's going to be a lot of young players, and if you're looking at under 23s as well, they've always got some good players. Blackburn, always. The guy there, Ashley Phillips, worth between 850k and 4 million. Blackburn have always got some good young players. Good club, big stadium. Facilities are great, good and good for youth recruitment and academy coaching. And there's not much else to say apart from bring Blackburn back to the big time. Right, back over to Italy, and we are at Parma. Now, people that watch my Twitch streams will probably be chuckling right now, because I've done 2 saves this year with Parma. One at the start on the beta last year, and we didn't get too far into it. And one at the end of this year's FM22, and again, we didn't get to finish it. So I've got unfinished business in Parma, so I thought I'd put them in the video. The link to my Twitch is down below as well, if any of you guys want to watch the live streams. We usually live between 10 PM, 9 PM and 10 PM. This year on FM23, I'm going to bring that forward to 9 PM. So we can stream a bit longer and a bit earlier. But yeah, go and check that out, definitely. Back to the video, quickly. Still Buffon's still there. They're obviously in Serie B. They've just been relegated again. They've got some very good players. Lautaro Valenti is very good. I think Dennis Mann has left now. They've got Botond Balog, the Hungarian international, 19-year-old. Some very good young players, some older players. A very good squad for Serie B. Obviously, they've won 2 Europa Leagues back in the day. They've never won a Serie A. 1995 and 1999. They've had some fantastic players playing for them over the years. They've had Crespo, Thuram, Cannavaro, just Zola, Juan Sebastian Veron. They just, and the kit is iconic as well. The yellow and blue is fantastic. So like, there's a lot of history at Parma. It's I think they've got new American owners now as well, in Kyle Kraus and Oliver Kraus, which I guess is his brother, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Parma is the one of the ones for you guys. If you guys like managing in Italy and want a bit of a fallen giant type save, Parma are the ones for you. Right, we're back in Spain with Malaga. Malaga, as you guys know, used to be in the Champions League. They've got good facilities, a very good young team. Sort of a little bit like the Spanish Blackburn in terms of young team, second division. Used to be a very good team. And they've fallen by the wayside slightly. They're in mid-table again in the Smart Bank. They've just been there now for 3 seasons. They just can't seem to get out. It's a tough league. If you look at the league real quick, they've got Alaves to compete with, Eibar, Granada, their rivals, Huesca, Las Palmas, Leganes, Levante, Racing Santander, Oviedo, Sporting Gijon, Real Zaragoza, Tenerife. There's a Villarreal B team. There's Albacete. There's just so many. It's a stacked league. The Smart Bank. People don't often realise how many good clubs are there. But yeah, there's some very good young players. Ramon Henriquez, Juan de. They've just got it's just an all round good club. They used to have Santi Cazorla, Nacho Monreal. But yeah, it's a good save to do. If you guys remember them being in the Champions League, I've actually got a Malaga Champions League top when they finished there in 2011, 2012. It looks like. So yeah, Malaga is a very good save if you guys want him, but you could have easily picked a lot of these teams in the Smart Bank. You could have picked Granada, you could have easily picked Eibar, Levante. There's just so many good ones. Go to the Smart Bank when you load up FM23 and pick one. There's some very, very good clubs with good histories, good players, good facilities. Next team on the list is Derby County. Derby County have had a lot of financial problems. They are now in League One after relegation. They've been in the Championship for a long, long time. Flirting around with Premier League football as well. They've got the best squad in League One. I would bet a lot of money that they will have the best squad in League One on FM23 too. So like I said, if Blackburn's too high up for you guys and you want a League One challenge, Derby is the one. They've got a big stadium, good facilities, good young players. They've also got a good little plethora of older players in Conor Hourihane, McGoldrick, Corey Smith, James Collins. Not the centre-back, the striker from Luton. James Chester, Curtis Davis, Craig Forsyth, and some good young players too. Richard Stearman's there, who's quite old, and Mendes Lang's quite old. So yeah, they've got a good little mix of youth and experience. So if you guys are wanting to take Derby up the leagues again, there you go. Team 9 on the list is a little out of the blue. It's Casa Pia in Portugal. So as the time of writing, Casa Pia, this is their first ever season in Liga Portugal. They've never been up here before, ever. They've been flirting around with, what was it, Tier 3, Tier 2 for a while. As we record this video, which is what, the day of hopefully the FM23 beta 20th, they are 4th in Portugal League. They've started like a house on fire. It's a team from Lisbon as well, as you can see, the city. So there's a big club there's some big clubs in Lisbon. You guys can fight for that dominance too. Let's have a look at their facilities real quick. They've got a real small stadium, 2,574. There's not much money in Portugal, so you're going to have to wheel and deal for a little bit, I think. Good youth facilities, which is not bad, but adequate training facilities, adequate academy coaching, and adequate youth recruitment. There's a lot of work to be done. Like I said, a very small stadium. So good luck with that one. Like I said, no money in Portugal, really. So you're going to have to wheel and deal for a few seasons. Hopefully, develop a few players from your own academy. So young Portuguese players. Maybe you can nab a few from the top 3, Benfica, Sporting, and who's the other one? Porto. That's the one. So yeah, if you guys want to manage in Portugal or something a little bit more out of the blue, then Casa Pia is the one for you. Some nice kits as well, the black and the white, and then the third kit, which is a red one. And stick with us for the last 2 teams, which is rolled into one. It's the most obscure one, and it's the one that I think is probably the most exciting on the whole list. So be back in a second. Right, the last idea for a beta save, you guys, and we're in Romania. It's a little bit left field, but there's 2 teams in this one. The first one is Steaua Bucharest, and the other one is Dynamo Bucharest. Now, what you might have already realised, for the eagle-eyed ones of you that are watching, is that we're in Liga 2 in Romania. Yes, that's right. So Steaua Bucharest and Dynamo Bucharest, the Romanian derby, the 2 biggest clubs in Romania, both in the second tiers. Massive, massive news in Romania. How would I know? I mean, I've just literally looked it up. So, yeah. But apparently it's shockwaves in Romania football. There's a lot of corruption, to be fair, in Romania, apparently, in the football. But big story, Dynamo Bucharest and Steaua Bucharest. A little bit of interest for you guys, history-wise. Steaua Bucharest won the Champions League in 1986, and they came runner-up in 1989. So they're obviously the best team in the world. So the only team from Romania to do it. But those 2 guys in the second tier is massive. If you've got a friend, a brother, a sister, you play with your dad maybe, or even your mum, I don't know. But if you guys have got like anything, 2 people can play a save. If you guys want to get over to Romania in the beta, or even in the normal save, in the normal game when it comes out, the full game, Dynamo Bucharest and Steaua Bucharest could be the save for you guys. It could be a builder nation in Romania with 2 of you. Be absolutely fantastic, good fun, and yeah, that's my 10/11 sides for the video. If you guys have enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be so many videos this year on FM23. I'm going to be starting on TikTok. All my socials are going to be in the description down below, and I'm going to catch you guys real soon when FM23 decides to come out. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.